guys, thank you so much for tuning into Urban Tropical. This is Raj, and today's is really exciting because I am going to plant some cuttings I have rooted. I thought it would be so cool if I can just talk about Sansevieria, the ways we can propagate. It has normally three methods. We can do root division, or we can do soil propagation, or we can do water, and all of them are super easy. So I was just going to pot it up, and I just thought it would be so good if I can share my video with you guys, and maybe there are better ways or faster ways to doing it, and it'll be so cool if you can share your ideas or how you can make it go faster. I mean, I don't use any rooting hormones. I just think they are easy as it is, but I don't know if results do vary if you end up using rooting hormones, but let's get into it. So we are going to talk about today Sansevieria snake plant. I think it's when you are starting, it's the first ones literally anyone will get because they're so easy to care for. They like to be bone dry, so you don't have to worry about watering, low maintenance, wants to go on a holidays a lot. These are the plants to go to. So this one actually I have butchered quite a lot, so I'm just going to share how we can do the root division and water propagation and the soil propagation. So if I take this one out, this is really dry and it needs watering so badly. And the good thing about them is that they are okay if you haven't watered for a while. So this one needs watering. Actually, if I didn't touch it, I might not have remembered it. So I need to water it. So this one is so easy. If I just snap this out, and we have a root division here. So I can plant it in separate pots. So just take this and put soil in, and we are good to go. And we have a division by dividing. If we don't want to divide by division and you just have a spare leaf, or the leaf has just been fallen by someone, actually my son did, he just knocked it over and the leaf fell off in my previous videos, and I just propagated it, so it's so cool. So if you think you need to propagate it from a leaf, we can just cut one leaf and just have a clean pair of scissors. So I'm just going to take this leaf here and I'm just going to cut it. So now, super easy, I can just have a soil mixture and put this in. I can water it immediately, or I can wait a day or so. It will not harm your cutting if you wait it. So the reason we wait it, let it just callus over here so that it doesn't develop a root rot. Sometimes I have let it callus overnight and watered it and it still has rotted, and sometimes I have watered it immediately and it hasn't rotted at all. So it's really hard to tell if it's going to rot or not, but we don't lose anything if we don't water it the same night. So I will be watering it tomorrow. Now I can just take any pot. I'm just going to use this really small one, and I can fill my pot with the soil, which I have got just my normal compost mix, and I always add worm castings into it. I just think they work as a wonder. And I'm just going to fill it up. It has a lot of aeration, and that's really good for the roots because they get oxygen and they can have a healthier start. So I have mixed it all in, and normally, actually this is what I have learned from these house plant groups. So I always have soil coming down when I put it, and I normally use this polystyrene to put at the bottom because I don't have a lot of gravel available, and I try to recycle as much as I can. You can put coffee filters in there, and how clever is that? We don't actually drink coffee here, so I don't have any coffee filters, but I think they're quite cheap. You can buy anyway, and line your pots. That's one tip I have learned. So I'm just going to fill this in to give it more drainage, and just to avoid a bit more soil loss as well. This goes in, and I'm just going to fill it up with the soil. So now this cutting is ready to go in, and I can just do this and it's good. But I want to make more out of this. And the reason why I like to make more, in case one bit rots, I have a second choice or a third choice. So we can cut into, I think, a decent into 2 pieces. If it was a bit larger, I have even done it into 3 or 4 pieces. It really depends on how long the leaf is. Key important thing is we know which way is up and which way is down, otherwise it will not root. So I just make sure I keep an eye on it. So this is a down, up, and I'm just going to cut it here. I'm actually going to make it really decent pieces. Normally I was gonna go for 3. So I'm having now two chances if one does not root. So now I know they are both down and they just go into my soil mixture. I almost forgot which one was it, but I know I can see the soil. That's where I did the cut. So they are in, and I'm going to water it tomorrow, and it will root maybe 3 to 4 weeks. It will have a good solid rooting system. Second option, if I don't want to use the soil, I can do it in water. So this one has been in water, and now you can see how nicely it has rooted as well. And the only thing is when you start something in soil, it is easier to establish it once you potted it up properly. When it's water, I find it takes longer to establish. So in water, rooting comes faster. It establishes later. In soil, rooting comes a bit later, but it establishes quickly. I could be so wrong, but that's again my experience. And once few weeks have passed, this is what you will get. The key thing is actually to mention that they don't like to be in a lot of water. Sansevieria really like to be on bone dry. So I only water once they are fully dry, and I water it really good amount, let it all drain and leave it there. So in terms of lighting, I put it on east facing window because it gets early morning sun and not peak hot sun, so it won't burn my cuttings. And at the same time, I did it in spring, so sun hasn't been hot anyway. So even if I did south facing, it was absolutely fine. And this is what you will get. And if I show you, so cool, you'll see here is already sprouting. And I can't tell you the excitement when you see a tiny babies coming up. So it's so cool. So now we can just put it into our final pot, and it's ready. So I'm just going to pick a pot and mix soil in, and I'm just going to put these pieces down quickly so that I have aided drainage, so water can just come out quickly. Again, I mean, maybe it is good idea to add a bit more slow release fertilizer if you want, but I am a bit reluctant because I'm just going to pot it up, and I don't want to give it any more feed. I have added worm castings, which should give it some nutrition, and it should do well. But if I think it's not growing, the first thing is I look for some light. If I have put it in a completely low light area, it's not going to grow much because all plants need some light to grow. And I try to mimic the conditions when I have to establish my plant. So if I just show you this one, I have just put polystyrene, I can never say it properly, you know, the plastic we get in our packaging. I don't throw it away, I just keep it. So I'm just going to fill it up with the soil and put these in. And just a bit more soil on top. So I have just gone a bit over my original level. I don't think it's going to harm the plant, but you never know. So I have just planted, and I am going to water it, but I'll be taking it to the sink because I know some of the soil might come out and be so messy here, so I just need to do that. And this is how we can divide water propagation or soil propagation and planting it. And this is our Sansevieria. I tried to make a video very short, and I hope it was helpful. If it was, please do like or do comment, and if you have any tips to share, that'll be so fantastic, because no one knows everything and we are always learning new things. Actually, when you just read about plants, you always end up picking something. People have different experiences, and I just think it's an amazing platform for us to share our experiences. And thank you so much for tuning in. Bye bye.